Welcome to That's So Us
with Ama.
and Lo.
Join us every Friday as we talk about everything and anything.
From pop culture to mental health to life experiences.
Everyone needs a vent session, and we're ready to connect with you on so many levels.
Be ready to laugh and even cry. Grab some tissues and a drink.
And join us as we turn our 3 a.m. calls into this podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the pod. Before we dive into today's episode, let's chat about something that we're super excited about.
So, you know, Lauren and I love to travel, and we're always planning the next adventure. And guess what? We found a game changer for our 2024 trips. Mind, Body, and Soul, the ultimate haven for well-being, located in duty-free stores in Toronto Pearson and Vancouver International.
Okay, imagine this. You're in a duty-free store, right? But inside that, there's this really cozy corner called Mind, Body, and Soul with stuff that just screams travel wellness. It's truly like they read our minds.
100%. Speaking of minds, let's talk about relaxation. Honestly, I'm not going to lie, airports low-key stress me out sometimes. Running late, big crowds, my stress mode kicks in. The last trip I was on, I almost missed my flight, and I could just feel the anxiety pumping in my body. Mind, Body, and Soul's got our back, though. Check out this work Stress Check Mood Manager, a mist that turns your surroundings into Zen paradise. Honestly, I'm telling you, it's a lifesaver for those pre-travel jitters.
No, it truly is a lifesaver. And then there's Feel Better, because honestly, what you munch on during a journey definitely matters. Mind, Body, and Soul hooks you up with energy-packed snacks. Snack smarter, travel happier. That's definitely our motto.
Yeah, for sure. I think my favorite resource that they have is called Travel Comfort. The thing I love most is the fact that you can find all of these resources online as well. They include travel tips for easy comfort, they have a Spotify playlist for a smooth journey, and they have top tips for comfy travel outfits. In store, they also offer different opportunities to breeze through travel, especially when you have free time before getting on your flight, such as live events with experts providing advice and tricks on how to decompress while traveling, which is coming soon. From hand creams to under eye gels, their selection is top tier for having the most comfortable travel experience.
And you know how much I love my gym time, so we can't forget about maintaining a fitness routine on the go. They also have you covered here, from innovative workout accessories to performance-enhancing supplements. The collection they carry makes sure that we can maintain our fitness routine no matter where we're going.
So if you find yourself strolling through Toronto Pearson or Vancouver International, you got to check out Mind, Body, and Soul, also located at shopdutyfree.com. And here's a little tip for you guys. Pre-order your go-to wellness goodies for the smoothest travels ever.
Seriously, it's such a game changer. Elevate that journey and soak in the good vibes. Thanks to Mind, Body, and Soul, your travel game just got a serious upgrade. Now, enough chit chat. Let's dive into today's episode.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, guys. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome
Wait,
back.
yeah, welcome back because we didn't have an episode last week.
No.
I hope everyone had a great New Year's.
Yes, and Christmas. Yeah. Do you want to get into your highs and your lows?
What I was just telling you today was such a busy day. Like, it was very stressful, but I made it through.
Mhm.
That's my low. Today was just busy, and it was a lot, and my back is like broken. But my high is that it's a new year, I guess, and we're
Yeah.
starting fresh. Even though today was rough, we're starting fresh.
Mhm.
We're starting with
Um,
lots of work.
yeah, but that's good. Okay, let's think. My high, um, I don't know. I guess the same thing as you. It's like a new year. And like sometimes like there's always like these people that are like, why do you need a new year to like start fresh? But I kind of like it. I feel like it just like
I do
even though it
too.
doesn't actually give me a clean slate, like it like in my head it does. I guess like I like that aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have a lot of work too, which like there's good and bad about that, but I'm just gonna think of the good things that it gives me more money. And oh, my low
100%.
is I found this apartment, okay? I have no
Mhm.
means to move out like this month. Like I still want to aim to move out in like October-ish, but we'll see. Like
Mhm.
somebody determined. But I found an apartment and it's perfect and like the price was good and everything. You're allowed dogs. It's literally on top of a vet, but I can't move out and it's available like tomorrow. So it's like really pissing me off because like I can't move out. Like financially,
Yeah.
like it can last 3
Yeah.
months and then like where am I gonna go?
Yeah.
So yeah, that pissed me off because I was like, I don't even know why I was looking because I know I can't move out now. But I was like, why does it have to be available right now? when I
Yeah.
can't get it, and I know it's not gonna be there in October because it's, like, a really good price compared to,
Mhm.
like it's still, like, over 1,000 something, but, like, compared to other places, it's very, like, cheap, I guess. But yeah, so that was my low, it pissed me off. Yeah.
I hate when you find, like, a good place and then there's something like that where it's just like,
Yeah, because it's like,
you
I'm not
can't do
I think
it.
it's January 4th, and I think that's tomorrow when we're recording this. Yeah, like, I can't, like, just move out, like, in the
Yeah.
next week, like, I need more money and, like, time and, like, shit, but
100%.
yeah. So that's my low.
Well, also, I feel like when the time's right, you're gonna find, if not another, like,
Mhm.
apartment in that complex, but or, like, a
Yeah.
different one that's better, I don't know.
Yeah.
Things happen for a reason.
Exactly. But it just pissed me off when I saw it, but
Yeah. I would be pissed too.
very
It's,
annoying.
like, kind of happened to me too, because I was looking at places and there was this such a pretty, um I really wanted a pretty modern kitchen with
Yeah.
hardwood floors, and I found the perfect place, and then they didn't accept what I wanted to do there, and so, um, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah. But it's okay, like you said, same thing.
Exactly, things happen for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so the question for today is, how was your New Year's, or how did you spend it?
It was good.
So,
I spent it with Chris and my dog. I drank, I had champagne, I ate food, and I
amazing.
went to bed at a reasonable time, and
I
that's
love
about
that.
it. It was very, like, low key, but I feel like so many people were staying in this year, and, like, I didn't, like, have the energy, to be honest, to even go out if I wanted to. I feel like I've been so, like, tired and drained lately that, like, staying in, even though, like, obviously sometimes it's more fun to go out, I feel like I kinda needed it.
Yeah. I feel like I never go out on New Year's, because 'cause I'm always, like, with family, but then again, like, all of my family members have other plans,
Mhm.
and so I'm kinda just left to do whatever, like, with my parents. This year it was with my dad, so
Mhm.
it was literally just my dad and I.
Fun.
So, yeah, it was boring, but I did okay, there's, like, a TikTok trend where you eat 12 grapes under the
Yeah.
table or, like, whatever, and it's funny because 'cause I've been doing that for, like, years, like, ever since I
Mm,
was little, and I was, like, sad kind of because nobody was with me doing it, was just me, and normally it's, like, my whole family, and
yeah.
so, yeah, I was by myself eating grapes under the table, and my dad laughed at me.
I saw this TikTok of this girl eating the grapes, and she was on her, like, 8th or something, and her dad was pulling her out under the like, from
Dude,
the
I saw that,
table.
that was funny.
It was so funny because she's
Yeah, that
like,
was funny.
"No, no, no," and he's just pulling her. Yeah, that was funny.
No, but I every year this happens, but, like, I almost choke
Oh my
'cause
god.
you have to go
You
really
just
fast because
you have,
it's
like, a
like
certain amount of time? I've never done
mhm.
it.
Yes, so I think it's, like, the minute when it's, like, 59 turning midnight,
Okay.
then you have to eat it within that minute.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
the grapes were huge,
Yeah, you
and I'm
gotta,
like,
like, chomp them down.
"No, for real."
That's
But,
funny.
yeah, I always do it every year, so I
Love
don't
that for
know.
you.
Yeah. Love that for us, we were home.
Yeah, but it's fine. I saved money,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's the pro of that.
100%. Do you have, a song
No,
picked? I don't
I'm
either.
looking right now.
I have a song.
Okay, go.
So it's funny, I am watching my nephew right now
Mhm.
because my sister's at a work conference, so I've been watching him, I don't know, for like 3 days or something, and when he gets fussy, he loves music, so I'll play him music, and I'll just play him well, I'll play him whatever music I listen to, and so there was one day that I played, "I Feel Pretty" from West Side Story,
Yeah.
and oh my gosh, he literally was mesmerized. And then I played, like, Moana, and he was, like, not about it, and so I kept playing that song, but I found out that it's actually Rachel's voice that he is obsessed with,
Oh my god, that's
'Cause
so
I played
funny.
one of her interviews, and he
And
was,
he's
like,
like,
captivated. It was so cute. So, yeah, I Feel Pretty is my song because 'cause I've listened to it
I've
nonstop.
never watched West Side Story yet.
I watched it when did I watch it? Last month, I think?
Okay.
Yeah, sometime last month, 'cause I remember The Hunger Games came out, and I loved her acting, so I went and
Mhm.
saw everything that she did, and I didn't even know she was in West Side Story, but I watched and she's so good, and it being her first movie, I was like,
Yeah.
"You're insane." Like, she's so talented, it's crazy, but it
Yeah.
also makes me mad, I'm like, "Why can't I sing?"
Same, same. I'm
Like,
just, like, not
I wanna be in a movie.
yeah, and I don't think I can, like, act. And I feel like oh, I not that I feel like I know, like, the acting world is, like, really hard to get into either way. So, like, you have to be, like, really fucking talented, and
Yeah,
I can
and
barely act, so I don't think I would make it anywhere.
and her first movie is a Steven Spielberg movie, that's
Yeah.
insane, and then her second, I think, was Shazam or something, which I'd never seen those, but and then The
Mhm.
Hunger Games.
Yeah. Good for her.
No, for real. And I love that she was just like a music theater
Yeah.
kid.
Where is she from again? Is she from
New
somewhere that, like
Jersey, I think?
okay.
Yeah, I think she's from New Jersey.
See, I feel like a lot of people from, like, New York and, like, LA, like, the industry is all about who you know, so I feel like it's so much not like that it's easier because it's obviously still hard for everyone, but I feel like when you have connections, that's, like, how you get your foot in nowadays because everyone wants to be an actress and, like, in
No,
that world,
100%.
so it's so, like, difficult. But
Yeah, I feel like there's only, like, once in a lifetime opportunities where you get picked from, like, thousands of people, which is actually what happened because she sent in her casting and she was, like, the one out of, like, I think 30,000.
yeah, it's crazy, like,
So,
my brother is in acting, right? And, like, I work as his agent.
I love that.
But, like, oh my god, like, sometimes you can see, like, how many people apply to a certain thing. Like, this is too many people, but I still, like, put it in because you
Yeah,
never know, like you said, like, it's one like, you never know who, like, will look at you and be like, "Oh, like, I want you." But it's
mhm.
crazy how many people will apply for, like, the same thing.
And it's not even that you're, like, a bad actor in general, but,
Mhm.
like, you're just not
What they're looking
what
for.
they're looking for, exactly,
And I
so,
feel like the casting directors always have, like they already have the image in their head, and, like,
yeah.
if you're not it, like, you're clear.
Immediately, you're
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, if anyone knows anyone, I
Yeah.
wanna be in a movie.
Me too. I don't even, like, need to do anything, like,
No, I
if
just
you
wanna
need
be
an
an
extra
extra.
I'll just sit
We
there and, like
we should just be extras and travel the
yeah, like,
world.
just put me in the back, like, I don't even need a line. I
Yeah,
can just sit there and drink a drink, like, I do that every day, so
yeah,
very easy. Okay, my song is, Why Didn't You Stop Me by Mitski. I feel like they're, like, popular, but they're also not popular, but I really like, I don't know, their voice and the lyrics in this song are good.
mhm. I only know one song.
The
It's
one from
like,
TikTok?
I Bet on Losing Dogs or something.
Oh, never mind. Because there's one that
Um,
went viral on TikTok, like, a few months ago.
oh, is there?
It's like, "My love, mine, all mine, dun-dun-dun."
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not
okay,
gonna
I know
sing
that one.
for no one needs to hear that, but it's that song.
Yeah, I do know that one.
Yeah, that's also them.
Yeah,
But today's episode is gonna be fun. We're gonna talk about travel mishaps, I guess that's the word that we're gonna use.
yeah,
So just, like, travel not horror stories per se, but, like, things that went wrong. I feel like we've both spoken about kind of ours already, but I feel
couple
like
of
we
these, yeah.
yeah. And then I found some on Reddit that we can also go through. That's it.
Okay. Do you wanna start or do you want me to start?
I mean, I can start because mine are short, like, really short. I
Okay.
guess, like, I feel like I've, like, been so, like, lucky with travel, like, I've never had any bad experiences or anything like that. And then last year, I had my first 2, like, terrible ones, and they all had to do around concerts, so, like, kind of annoying. But I remember well, I think it was in April for Maggie Lindemann's show in New York. I was, like, set to, like, fly out I don't remember the date, whatever, the day before the show, and it's, like, April. So, like, weather usually is, like, normal here, and I decided to
Mm,
have an ice storm on the day that I was supposed to fly, But when I got to the airport, like the ice storm didn't start or anything. So it was all fine and like whatever. I got on the plane and like I was like, okay, bless, like we're gonna get there. Everything's gonna be fine. Like the storm is gonna happen after I leave. And it literally starts, I kid you not, when we're on like the runway about to fly in the air. And then they told us we had to turn back. And at first our plane was just delayed a bit. And then they told us we had to get off. And then they canceled it. And then there was no flights going out the whole day because they had rebooked me on another flight. And then I was like, okay. So I was waiting and then they canceled it and then they lost my bag. So I had to wait 3 hours for them to find my bag. It was this whole thing. And
Oh
I was like
God.
just stressed because I was like, okay, now I have to like call the hotel and like tell them I'm not gonna be there for this night and like hope they still have my room for the next day. And I don't like calling people. So that was just another stress. And then I also didn't know how like if I was even gonna make it. And then I was going from New York to Washington. So I had like a train there and then I had another hotel and I was like, this is too stressful. And then they put me on a flight the next day and I had to fly from Montreal to Toronto, then Toronto to New York, which like is such a like it's so annoying because like Toronto's farther from New York. But anyways, so that was stress. I ended up making it, but it was like just unneeded anxiety. And then my second one was when I was going to LA and meeting you. And I got to
Wait,
the
for the first
airport.
time?
What?
For the first time?
No, no,
Like
no.
meeting me for the first time?
No, no, no. I was just meeting you. Like this was the recent
Oh,
one.
oh.
We went in
Oh, okay, okay.
October. And I got to the airport 3 hours in advance, like they say to. And I got to customs and like the line was long, but it wasn't like long, like that long. Like it should have been done. And I spent like 2 hours and 40 minutes in the customs line because they were like had no workers. And basically, I was about to miss the flight. And I think my flight was at like 9 something and it was like 8:45. And I was still in the customs line and like I didn't speak to anyone or anything. And then they kept like pushing my flight and delaying it. And I had to run through the airport. And that's like just so embarrassing to begin with. Like, just like
It
imagine me
is.
like, running in the airport.
Dude, it's so humbling.
It
It's so
is.
bad.
I was like running with my bag and I was like, thank God I checked a bag because like I really just had my backpack. Like it was
Yeah.
just so embarrassing though, like running through like duty free and then running through the fucking aisles
Duty
and then running
free.
to my gate.
Shout out duty free.
Yeah. Shout out to the people in there looking at me. Like people like okay, in my head they were looking at me, but they probably weren't, and they probably see this every day. But I got to my gate like low-key out of breath, and the girl was like, "Is it for LA?" And then I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "It's okay, you can like calm down, bitch." And then she like scanned my ticket, and I got on, and I found out like they were delaying it for another 30 minutes. So I literally
Oh
didn't
my
need to
God.
run. Did so yeah, those are the only two like stressful times. There was one when I was going to LA for the first time with my family, like when I was 17, and we had a layover in Toronto to go to San Diego, and we had to run then too. So just imagine my whole family running through the airport. Very embarrassing. Don't want to think about it, but yeah, those are my only like stressful times with that.
Very stressful, actually.
Yeah.
I have a couple.
Hmm.
A lot of them happened when I was in Europe
Yeah.
the first time around. So I think the biggest one is me losing my passport.
Yeah.
I always get this mixed up. I was in Paris and it was like 3 a.m. I was going to the airport. I was on the bus. And then I had always kept my passport somewhere and it wasn't there. And I was like, okay, let me check my bag. And so I was checking my bag, blah, blah, blah. Nowhere to be found. I was freaking out internally. I wasn't actually freaking out. And then we got to the airport and I was checking my big like suitcase to see if it was in there. It wasn't in there. So then I kind of started to freak out. I went to the fire department, the police department in the airport, and it was so hard to explain what was going on because obviously they did not really understand me.
Yeah.
And so we had like a translator, blah blah blah. And
Not the translator.
yeah, I was kind of just stressing out. They were like, "Well, if it was up to us, you can get on the flight. Like we don't care." But it's like the airline that has to
Yeah.
decide. And so I get to the airline and the lady was so mean. She was so mean. And she was like, yeah, you can't get on without a passport, which obviously like I knew was going to happen. So the person that I was traveling with ended up going
Hmm.
and then I stayed back to go to the embassy in Paris. So I literally had to take a train and then the metro. And yeah, I got to the embassy, but it was really like scary because I was by myself and I had
Yeah.
no clue where I was going. And then I was dragging my huge suitcase with me, and so I was like, it was just like not fun at all.
Mhm.
But I get there, and then it took I think like 4 or 5 hours to get an emergency passport, and then I had to rebook my flight. So I spent a lot of money, a lot of extra money.
Yeah.
But I made it to London, and then I made it back home.
Yeah.
And
That's
the
what
whole
matters.
time, I was worried about missing a show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, am I okay? And literally, I told Madison the next day because I was seeing her, and she like she hit me. She was like, not hard for those listening, but she was like, don't lose your passport again. And then she also said something like, you weren't worried about like not getting home. You were just worried about not showing up here. And I was like, yeah,
And it's
I
so
agree.
funny because it's like it wasn't even your last show.
No, it wasn't.
Like it
But
was.
in my heart, I was like, this is gonna be my last show. Like the Paris show was my last show. Like, I don't know. Oh, big part of the story was whenever I was on the bus, I was thinking to myself, if someone was smart enough to look at my passport and search my name up, they'd see my Instagram pop up. So I went to my requests, and there he was. Some man had my passport because he was like, did you drop something at the Eiffel Tower? So apparently I lost it at the Eiffel Tower. And I honestly don't even remember what happened.
I still blame that random guy that you have a picture with.
Oh my god, yeah, because they came up to us. It was like a group of people, and they were like, "Can we take a picture with you?" I was like, "Sure."
I heard
So
like
maybe it
that is
was.
a big pickpocketing thing. So maybe they tried to get something out of your pocket and all they found was a passport and they
Maybe.
were like, fuck this, and they threw it on the floor.
But it's weird because the passport was in the inside pocket. I don't know.
I
Maybe
heard they're
I misplaced
sneaky,
it.
maybe. But yeah.
Yeah. So I DM'd him back and I was like, "Yeah, like, can we meet up?" And this was before I got to the embassy, and he was like, "I'm working right now. Like, I can get it to you at 7." And I was like, I almost said yes and stayed, but then in my head, I was like, "Okay, I'm a girl and I'm alone, and
Yeah.
7 is pretty late to be alone in Paris with a strange man that I
Yeah.
don't know." So good thing that I was like, "Never mind. You can
Yeah.
keep it." And to this day, I don't know what he did with it.
Hopefully he like destroyed it or something, but he
Burned
probably
it. Yeah, that picture was ugly anyway, so,
Yeah, I can't wait to
um,
redo my passport picture. Mine expires in 2026. And they're like 10-year passports. So I was like 17 maybe, and it's not a cute picture.
yeah. At least this time around, mine was, like, semi-cute,
Mhm.
but it'll work. Sorry, I'm looking at my list of things. Okay, so I think this was a different time, the second time that I went to Europe, or maybe it was I forget. And I think it was in Paris, but it could have been in Italy. I honestly don't
I
remember.
think yeah, okay.
But I was, um I don't even think I told you this, but
Okay.
whenever I was home booking my flights, so
Mhm.
this was actually the first time around. I was booking my flights and I was like, this airport is so far away from the bus station. I'm going to change my flight and just book a different flight, like lose the other flight because I was like, it was, I think, $50 or something. And I was like, I'm just going to go to the airport that's closest because I don't know why I had so much anxiety about getting to the other airport that was further away. Turns out when I get there, I was at the bus station and then I had to go on another bus to go to the airport. I ended up going to the first airport that I've
Oh
booked.
my god.
And it was like an hour out of literally in the middle of nowhere, basically. And I was freaking out because I had to get on another flight at a different airport. So I had to go back to where I
Oh
started
my
at the
god.
bus
And you
station
still
and then
made it?
go. I still made it.
Wow.
But that was so stressful. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was Italy. 'Cause it was Milan. No,
Was
no,
it
it
like
wasn't.
the first
I don't
show?
remember. No.
I feel like if it wasn't the first show, I feel like you would have been with someone.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it was the first
But
show.
what did I do? I don't know. Anyways, that's a fun one. And then once when I was in Cancun, I was with like a group of friends, 3 friends, and I was swimming out with all of them. One of them didn't really know how to swim very well,
Mhm.
and then the current just started taking us.
Oh my god, I remember this,
And I
yes.
was freaking out. I was like trying to swim, and apparently when you're like in a current situation, you're supposed to swim parallel to the current, but I was swimming back to shore straight, and I just couldn't, like, I'm not lying when I say I just kind of gave up, and I remember telling my friend, I was like, "I can't do this anymore." And I felt so bad because she, like, really couldn't swim very well,
Mhm.
and so she was like, "I can't either." So it was like life flashed before my eyes. I thought I was gonna die because I couldn't do it, and then I got rescued, so,
We love that. By
yeah,
the lifeguards?
by the lifeguard, and he was so angry. He was like, "I told you not to go over there." This was in Spanish, and I was like freaking out. I was like, I didn't mean to, like, it just kind
Yeah.
of took me. So yeah. Oh, this is another time in Europe. So I had set my alarm for like 3
Mhm.
PM. I was
Yeah.
supposed to set it for 3 AM. And this time I was with a group of like 3 people. So any one of them could have said something to me, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So they just let me sleep. I'm not gonna blame them, okay? It's my fault, I didn't set the alarm, whatever. Basically, I almost missed my flight because
Yeah, that's
I
stressing me out. That's
slept
why I
in.
put, like I'm the type of person that will put 3 alarms in, like, a row just in
Mhm.
case something happens or if I, like, accidentally snooze it or, like, close it and, like, whatever.
No, yeah, and my, like, right now, I have, like, 7 alarms.
Yeah, I have, like, so many, and sometimes I'm like, I don't even know, like, what they were for. I have 6, and they're really random times.
Yeah, mine too. But, yeah, I got ready super fast, like, thankfully, everything was, like, already packed, so I just had to, like, get up, change, and
Mhm,
leave. But then the Uber did not come, and it took, like, 30 minutes to get an Uber, and so, like, I was blamed for the situation of us
mhm.
getting late to the airport, but it was the Uber, honestly,
Yeah.
that took forever to come.
Yeah,
But
Uber
that's
is
when I
like it
was
depends what
running.
time too. When it's early in the morning, it's either like a hit or miss. Like they'll either be there in 2 seconds or they're gonna be there
Mhm.
like in 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's when I was running in the airport, and I was like, um, "Yeah, this is very humbling."
Yeah. It's like an experience that I never want to experience ever again.
I
And each time
know.
I go to the airport now, I'm gonna be thinking about it.
Yeah, because it's just, like, so much anxiety.
Hmm. Yeah.
And my last one is, well, actually, no, there was another time I think this was my first time going to LA, which was my first time meeting you, and I
Hmm.
was getting picked up by someone, and I was waiting at the airport for 5 hours.
No, this was the second time.
Oh, was it the
Because
second
I was
time?
there when because I got there before you the first time we met.
Oh, yeah,
And we
you're
were
right.
there on time
You're right.
probably because of me.
Yes, yes,
I
yes,
was
you're right.
awake and when someone tells me a time, like the sometimes like obviously if you're late like 10, 15 minutes, like that's like that happens.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
when you're late like hours, that's like
I
not
I
okay.
know, I almost finished a whole book.
I remember this was when you went to a Leah Kate show,
Yeah, yeah,
San Diego
you're
or
right.
something.
Yes. You
Yeah.
have a really good memory.
I I know I only have good memories of things that happened recently, but if you ask me about stuff that happened like 2 years ago, that's when I like my memory stops.
Yeah, I don't have a good memory.
Or I remember like random like I don't remember important stuff, but I remember like the randomest shit ever.
Yeah, that's true. Um, okay, my last one is, oh my gosh, how old was I? I was probably 8 years old, and I was in Florida? Yeah, every year my family would go to Florida. And so it was like all of my cousins were there too. And this lady, she was in like one of those like not wheelchair.
Like
what are
the
they called?
electric scooter
Scooters?
thing? Yeah.
Yeah. And she, like, basically thought that she could save a spot, like, at the pool and just, like, save a chair,
Mhm.
which, like, you can't do, like, if you get to the pool I mean, you can do for, like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, but, like, you
Yeah.
can't do the whole day. Like, if you get to the pool and then, like, you leave, sorry, your
Yeah, like, your
spot is
spot's
not
done. Yeah.
exactly. And so she thought that she owned the place, came back and was yelling at my family,
What the
started
fuck?
throwing our stuff in the
Not that.
pool. And she was, like, being so rude, and she was, like, saying, "Go back to where you came from," like, all
Oh
that
my
stuff,
god.
and I was like, "We should have pushed her. We should have
You
pushed
could've,
her." Imagine,
could've.
in her little scooter.
Literally.
I would have pushed her now. I
I
would
know
have
you
actually
could've.
pushed her,
No. Yeah.
and then
No.
saved her because she would have drowned, and I didn't wanna, like, kill
Mm,
her, but, like, I would
but
have pushed
yeah.
her.
No, I swear people like sometimes like this has nothing to do with travel, but when you're saying that, I remember when COVID was happening and everyone was like scared of Asian people. And I went on the metro and I sat down and this lady like I've never seen someone so petrified of like another human being. Like she like looked at me and her face went like pale and she got up and like ran
God.
away. And then I can see her from a distance like putting Purell on her hands. And I was like, I
Oh my
wish, like, I
god.
coughed on her, like, or something to, like, really
Yeah,
scare her. Because I was like, "What the
100%.
fuck?" But anyways, that made me think of that. And then when you said Florida for travel, I think I told you this once, but when I first went on a plane ever, I was, like, 11 or 12, and I was going to Florida with my family to go to Disney, and our plane got hit by lightning.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, I saw it because I was sitting near the wing, and I saw everything, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then, like, the plane started shaking, but, like, worse than turbulence. And, like, me and my dad kinda knew what happened, but we didn't wanna say anything because my mom's, like, scared of flying or anything. And then when we touched down, that's when we said it, and then the pilot also, like, announced it because he didn't
Oh
wanna
my
announce it, like,
god.
obviously when we're flying because then people will get stressed.
Yeah,
But yeah, and I was like, that was my first experience on a plane, and we got hit by lightning. Or, like, I don't know if the plane directly got hit. I feel like if it did, we would have died. But, like, I feel like it was like a lightning struck the floor and, like, I don't
yeah.
know, briefly touched the airplane or something like that. But it was, like, not very fun.
That's really scary. I've never experienced really bad turbulence, but I don't know why. I guess I'm weird, but I kinda want to.
Interesting.
Yeah. I
I,
feel like but I don't
not
like,
fun.
what's it called? I don't like roller coasters, and that's the feeling that you get, that
Yeah.
drop, which I don't like, but
Another thing that I remembered is me and Chris were flying somewhere. I don't remember where. I think it was LA. I feel like everything's always LA. I think it was
yeah.
LA. And we were like going on the runway when they go really fast, and then all of a sudden it stopped. I like I had my seatbelt on, but I like fucking moved forward.
Yeah.
I remember that, and like that hurt my stomach because like it just like whatever. And then we ended up being stuck on the plane for 2 hours, and it had something to do with like the door not being able to close or like they didn't close the door properly. So when we were about to go in the air, like the alarm thing went off. So I guess it's good that like it went off because if not, we probably would have suffocated or something. But I
Oh
remember how
god.
painful it was when the plane just immediately stopped after it was going so fast. But yeah, and then sitting on the plane for 2 hours and like it was like a 8 a.m. flight, so I didn't even eat anything yet. And then
Mhm.
it was 2 hours, so then it was like 10 a.m. They didn't even give us like anything. And then the flight's like 6 hours. So I can't remember if it was LA or Vancouver, but I remember I was fucking starving after we got off because like it was like 2 or 3 p.m. at this point. And yeah, so that's another one I remembered, but
Dude,
I feel like that's
yes.
it after.
Sitting for hours and not moving
It's
on a plane
painful.
is just, like, the worst. That happened the
Yeah.
last time.
Like my back starts hurting,
No way.
and then you like can't do anything about it. So then you think about how it hurts, and then it hurts more because you're thinking about it, and then like I just want to die.
So true. Also, this I don't know why this came into my mind, but you know when you sit in an exit row and they're like, if something happens, like,
Yeah.
you'll help people out. Would you actually do that?
Bro, I wouldn't even like not that I don't want to help people. I feel like I would just freak out and like forget
Yeah.
what I'm supposed to do
Yeah.
and like not know what to do.
Dude, I've been on so many, like, planes, like, flights, and I still feel like I don't know.
Me
Like,
either because, like,
where
I don't even listen to the things anymore, like,
yeah, like, I've listened to them, but, like, I forget, and I feel like in the
in the
moment, you would
moment, like,
forget.
I don't know, like, maybe I would do well or maybe I wouldn't. I don't wanna know. I don't wanna
Yeah.
experience that, but I don't know what I would do. Like, I don't know if I would be, like, quick on my feet and, like, help people or, like, if I would just freeze.
I feel like I would freeze, but I've also heard that if you, like, have lived in, like, a very kinda chaotic, like,
Mhm.
um, household, especially growing up, then you'll do well under, like, those circumstances, so I don't know.
Okay. Maybe I do well then, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my god, that actually, made me think of I feel like what is I'm That's So Raven, basically, I'm Raven,
Mhm.
because I literally know when things are gonna happen sometimes. So I was on my flight, and this lady was tapping me on my shoulder while I was asleep, and she was like, "Do you have to go to the bathroom?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "Do you have to go to the bathroom?" She's like, "Yeah." So I was like, "Okay, you can go." I don't know why she tapped me and asked me that, but
It should have just been like, "I
I
have to go
should
to
have
the
just
bathroom."
exactly, like, "Can you move, please?"
Mhm.
Anyways, I was getting up and she was coming back afterwards, and I saw this man. He was, like, sitting diagonal from me. Not Yeah, diagonal from me, and I looked at him, I was like, "I swear this man's gonna have a seizure right now." And he falls over and starts seizing.
Oh my god. That's so scary.
But I don't know how, like, I just know that,
I don't
and
know.
it's happened before in my life. So, basically, I'm Raven, that's why.
Yeah. No, that's I would actually, like, have an anxiety attack seeing that.
Oh, yeah, you would.
Like, that stresses me, especially
Yeah.
because there's nowhere for me to go. Like, I
Yeah.
would just have to be there and look at it, like, I actually would, like, freak the fuck out.
And they were, like, calling, like, all doctors, all nurses.
Oh my god, that's so scary.
I gave them my jacket so they could use
Oh, so
as, like,
helpful.
a 'cause
So
I didn't know
helpful.
what else to do.
Yeah, me either, I wouldn't know what to do either,
He
so it's
was right
fine.
beside me.
No, I'd start crying. That would me, I'd be crying.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I feel like that was actually more stories than I thought, but I'll just read
Yeah,
one from, like, the Reddit thing because it's, like, literally so fucking gross that I wanna read it.
okay.
Someone said that their worst experience was uncleaned hotels, and it wasn't just roaches, but they pulled back the bedding to realize there's black hair, both human and animal hair, all over the bedding. Um,
Ew.
and then they said that when they looked at their socks, like after being in the room for like 5 minutes, that they were all black at the bottom.
Oh my god.
And that reminds me of when I think I told you this. When I booked a hotel, yeah, I booked a hotel for New York for Madison's show.
Mhm.
And I mean, I was reading the reviews and everything looked fine. And then I went on Google reviews and I was looking and then I saw one that was one. And like I need to read the one, like the 1 stars. And then someone said there was blood all over the floor and it was like all dried blood and stuff. And I immediately canceled because I was like, absolutely not. Like
Oh
it
my
made me
god.
literally cringe and my stomach hurt thinking about it. And I was like, I
Yeah.
can't sleep here. So I don't have a hotel yet for that. But yeah. Hotels are so scary because like you can read so many good reviews and then there's like one that like if anything has to do with hygiene or anything, like I'm not staying there. Like
Yeah, I agree.
like if like someone's review is like, oh, like you hear like noise outside, like I feel like those ones are so like, I don't know. Like I remember when I was booking for Europe, one of the reviews for one of the Europe hotels in Rome. Not a hotel, it was an Airbnb, and it was, like, on, like, the main strip, and it was like, "Oh, yeah, like, it gets loud at night sometimes, like, people talk." But I was like, at the same time, like, it depends where you are, but, like, some places you just can't avoid that, like, in New York, half of it is, like, gonna be busy and, like, there's times where it's gonna be loud. I feel like those type of reviews, I'm just like, "Whatever." But if it has to do with, like, hygiene,
Mhm.
like, I no.
Yeah. That reminds me of, I think this was also in Florida when I was younger and my family used to go on vacation. We walk into the hotel and there was a spider the
Mhm.
size of not even my hand, dude. It was huge. It was
Oh my gosh,
bigger than my
no.
hand. My mom ended up killing it because my dad couldn't do it.
Oh my
Shout out to
god,
my mom.
so gross.
But I always think, what if it had babies and the babies would never die?
Ew.
I just didn't want to sleep there, but
Well, you know that we swallow spiders every year. Like I think we swallow
stop,
like 8
stop, stop.
in our sleep.
I could cry.
So yeah,
Stop.
there's that. I learned that.
Ew. I know, but ew.
Like I wonder how we don't choke.
Oh my god, ew.
Yeah.
Literally, I could cry right now. That's so
That's a
disgusting.
really good place to end it off, so everyone could
I
be
guess so.
disgusted.
Wait,
Um,
actually, speaking of disgust, sorry. I think I know the answer, but have you watched Saltburn?
I haven't.
Okay, I haven't either.
I still I want to, but everyone's talking about it now, so I don't want to watch it
Yeah,
now, but I do. But there's such mixed reviews. Like some people are like, it's fine, it's not as bad as people are saying.
yeah.
But then some people were like, "Oh my god, it's like the most weirdest gross stuff I've watched." So I was like, I'm gonna end up watching it at some point, but I haven't watched it yet.
I think so too. My sister was like, "Do you want to watch it with me?" I was like, mm, "This might be like a movie we have to watch on our own."
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it by myself in my room because well, they say not to watch it with your parents because there's a lot of sex stuff and
Hmm.
awkward scenes like that. I know there's a bathtub scene that everyone's talking about. Um,
Yeah,
but I haven't watched it yet.
yeah. I haven't either, but I might. But the whole trailer kind of confused me,
Me too.
so I don't know. I don't know why I asked that. Honestly, I was just curious because we did talk about it before.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks for listening, you guys.
Yes, thanks for listening. And don't forget to follow or subscribe wherever you're listening to it on. Leave a review. And we will talk to you next week.